The strength of the hearth. Once, under a sky as blue as a robin's egg, 3 brothers set out to make their own way in the Whispering Woods. Reed, Rowan, and Flint carried nothing but their dreams and their walking sticks. They promised to build homes that would keep them safe and warm through the changing seasons. Reed was a pig of simple pleasures and quick ideas. When he met a traveler with a wagon full of golden straw, he knew his work would be fast. "I'll have time for a long nap and a dip in the pond," he cheered, trading a copper coin for the bundled hay. Rowan preferred the smell of pine and the cool shade of the forest canopy. He gathered fallen branches and sturdy twigs to weave his walls. Reed, who had already finished his straw hut, watched his brother work. "Twigs are fine, Rowan, but straw is much faster," Reed noted, leaning against a tree. Flint, however, was a pig of great patience and foresight. He spent his days hauling heavy, red bricks and mixing thick gray mortar to bind them together. Rowan lounged in a nearby hammock, laughing at the effort. "You'll be working until winter, Flint. Join us for a game of tag." The peace of the woods was soon broken by the arrival of Lycus the wolf. Lycus had a rumbling belly and a very sharp nose for snacks. He stopped at the house of straw and gave the door a heavy rap. Little pig, let me in," he called out with a toothy grin. With a mighty breath, Lycus blew the straw house into a golden cloud that scattered in the wind. Reed didn't wait to see what happened next. He bolted through the meadow, his heart racing, toward the safety of Rowan's wooden cottage at the edge of the woods. Lycus was not easily discouraged. He followed the scent of pine to the wooden house. He stood on the porch and took a breath so large his chest swelled like a sail. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," the brothers cried from behind the bolted timber. The wooden house groaned and snapped, scattering branches like toothpicks under the force of the wolf's breath. Rowan and Reed scrambled out the back and raced up the rocky hill toward the sturdy brick house where Flint waited by the hearth. Lycus huffed and he puffed at the brick walls, but the house stood as still as a mountain. He growled, his paws scratching at the heavy stone. Inside, Flint watched through the keyhole, calm and steady. "You'll have to try harder than that, Lycus," Flint shouted through the wood. Thinking himself clever, Lycus climbed to the roof and prepared to slide down the chimney. But Flint had been busy in the kitchen. The wolf landed with a giant splash in a pot of cooling vegetable soup and scurried back up the flue, never to be seen again. The 3 brothers shared a warm meal in their forever home.